I'm a good child. I listened. I followed rules. I didn't question elders. I made choices that made others proud. From the outside, I was doing everything right. From the inside, something was terribly wrong. Because no one tells you this growing up. You can be obedient and still be lost. Before I go any further, let me introduce myself. My name is Jaivik Agarwal. I'm a student and a speaker who works closely with young people. But today, I am not here as an expert. I am here as someone who has done everything right, followed the rules, met expectations, and slowly realized that obedience doesn't always lead to becoming whole. From a very young age, many of us were taught a silent lesson. Good children don't argue. Good children don't disappoint. Good children are just. Slowly, obedience becomes our identity. Approval becomes our reward. And silence becomes our safety. We learn to read rooms better than we can read ourselves. And one day we wake up as adults asking, I did everything right, so why don't I feel right? And that's the good child lie. I want to begin with something small, because most damaging truths usually are. A few months ago, I shared a piece of work I was deeply proud of. It wasn't perfect, but it was mine. Someone laughed at it. Not cruelly, not loudly, just enough to make it sting. I felt the heat rise in my chest, my hands tightened, my mind raced with 100 responses. And then, I did nothing. I smiled, I nodded, I swallowed my words. Not because I did not have anything to say, but because I was trained beautifully, thoroughly to be a good child. A good child doesn't talk back. A good child doesn't risk being misunderstood. A good child doesn't make people feel uncomfortable. So, I chose obedience over honesty. From the outside, nothing happened. But from the inside, something did. Something went quiet. That silence is what I want to talk about today. Because if you grew up in India or in any other culture that values respect over expression, you know this silence well. It's the silence in classroom when a question sits at your tongue but you do not raise your hand. It's the silence at home when you disagree but say, it's fine. It's that silence when you abandon your dream not because you stopped wanting it but because you did not want to disappoint anyone. We call this maturity. We call this adjustment. We call this being good. But let me tell you the unmasked raw truth. This silence comes at a cost. In India today, the silence around youth mental health is finally cracking. But what comes through that crack is unsettling. Imagine a room of 30, maybe add up to 70 young adults. Now, according to UNICEF, at least 7 of them face mental health challenges, quietly carrying anxiety and emotional distress. Now, zoom out to a university campus. Lecture halls full, conversations loud, lives seemingly in motion. And yet, nearly 7 out of 10 students face moderate to high anxiety, half of them even showing signs of depression. These aren't children who failed. These are children who followed rules, who adjusted, who stayed quiet. And yet, there is another number that haunts me. 53% of the Indian youth is considered personality malnourished. Not because they lack talent, but because they were never taught how to develop emotional resilience, self-awareness, or an inner voice of their own. When you keep these numbers together, a pattern emerges. This is not a generation that does not know how to succeed. This is a generation that was never given permission to be real. These aren't abstract numbers. These are people, your peers, maybe even versions of yourselves. Living as a good child, always adjusting, always complying, doesn't only shape behavior, it shapes identity. Psychologists define this pattern as people-pleasing, where constant suppression of authentic emotion to maintain harmony eventually erodes self-worth, blurs self-identity, and creates bottled-up resentment. When you ignore your own needs to satisfy others, your internal compass starts to fade. Decisions become harder. Confidence shrinks and your own voice feels unfamiliar. And when authenticity is consistently sidelined, emotional exhaustion is not far behind. just like a river that stopped flowing because every stream feeding it had been blocked. For me, this didn't just end with awareness. This demanded action. A few of my friends and I began something small, almost quiet. Every week we'd meet to share our problems and help each other out find solutions. No pretending, no I'm fine, just space to be real. That space grew powerful. It reminded me how rare and necessary it is to be heard without being corrected. And then that clarity pushed me further. I then began working with younger people, helping them recognize that shaping their dreams into reality doesn't make them rebellious. It makes them responsible. That being a good child doesn't mean shrinking yourself, it means understanding yourself. Along the way, I was invited twice to speak. Once to share these ideas, and then the other time to reflect on how people actually applied the actions I suggested. And when conversations went beyond classrooms and communities, I carried it to a global stage through Teach the Future, where I spoke to my peers all across the country on the courage it takes to question, to speak up, to stand up for yourself. What I learned through all of this is simple. When one person unmasks their truth, it gives others permission to do the same. In India, we are raised with deep love and deep expectations. We are taught that elders know best, that sacrifice is noble, that obedience equals respect. And then slowly, subtly, we learn something dangerous. That honesty might make us ungrateful. That questioning might make us rude. That choosing ourselves over others might make us selfish. So we learn to edit ourselves before the world ever does. Being a good child is like learning to walk with an invisible leash. No one's holding it. No one even mentions it. But every time you take a step too far from what's expected, you feel the pull. So you adjust your steps. You don't run. You don't wander. And you definitely don't explore. You stay within a safe, familiar radius and call it freedom. We were taught this early. In classrooms, raising your hand too often makes you that student. At home, disagreeing respectfully is still seen as disagreeing. In society, standing out is celebrated as long as it fits the script. So we become experts at shrinking ourselves. We learn to fold our opinions neatly like clothes we're not allowed to wear outside. So, what do we do with this awareness? We don't dismantle our culture overnight. We don't become a rebel or a louder versions of ourselves. Change begins much smaller and much braver than that. It begins with noticing one moment when you're about to silence yourself and pausing. With asking one honest question, even if your voice shakes. With setting one boundary that feels uncomfortable but necessary. With choosing clarity over approval just once and then again. Because authenticity isn't built in grand declarations. It's built in small, repeated acts of courage. And when enough people choose to do those acts, silence stops being the default and the truth finally has room to breathe. We were taught that choosing ourselves is selfish. But here's the truth. You can't fully show up for the world if you have abandoned yourself. Authenticity creates clarity. Clarity creates confidence. Confidence creates impact. And the world does not need more obedient people. It needs aware, grounded, courageous humans. So what if being a good child meant asking questions, setting boundaries, listening to your inner voice, making mistakes and learning from them? What if goodness wasn't about pleasing everyone but about living truthfully? The goal of life is not to be a good child. The goal is to be a whole human. Obedience keeps you safe. Authenticity sets you free. And freedom, that's where the real growth begins. Growing up, many of us were taught how to behave, but not how to belong to ourselves. We were taught how to follow paths, but not how to choose one. Obedience is like living in a beautifully kept house. Clean walls, quiet rooms, everything in order. Except one room remains locked. Inside it are the questions you never asked, the words you never said, the dreams you packed away because it did not match someone else's idea of success. And when that room remains locked for a while, you can't remember what was inside it all. Obedience keeps the house standing. Authenticity lets you live in it. Because a life only built on approvals may look stable, but is fragile. One honest movement away from cracking. In today's world, we do not need more perfectly behaved people. We need people who are awake, people who first listen inward, then listen outward. People who are confident enough to unlock that room, even if it's messy, even if it's uncomfortable. Because again, the goal of life is not to be a good child. The goal is to be a whole human. So now I ask myself and I ask you, at what point did being good become more important than being real? And how much of yourself did you quietly trade to earn that approval? Thank you for your time, your attention, and most importantly, your commitment to making a difference. This is Jaivika Agarwala signing off.